y'all. Welcome to another episode of Becoming Her. I've missed you. I hope you guys have missed me. I have a really great episode for you guys today. It's on a very important thing. It's actually something that a lot of people don't like to admit when they're becoming her, which is just a very valid question of how do you get ready for somebody that you don't know yet? Like, how do you get ready to become her if I'm not even her, if I haven't even seen her yet? And those are real great questions and stuff that needs to be answered. So I'm just going to give you, like, I'm not the almighty all in all, I don't have all the answers to everybody's questions, but I can just tell you what are the things that I've been working on, what are the major things that I've been instilled in and taught about, and how these things can also help you to hopefully get closer to getting ready to become that girl. You know you're already that girl, but that girl that you want to become in the future. So let's get into today's podcast, boogies. So first things first, if you're feeling like you're in limbo, like your life is on that, like, you know how like when you're waiting for something and it's loading and it's that circle that keeps on going round and round. If you feel like your life is like that, good. That means you're transitioning, baby. That means you're getting somewhere. Even if you're not there, at least you're taking the step. At least you press the button for it to at least load. So you're going a lot more places than a lot of other people have. So that's good. You're in transition mode. You're going somewhere. So that's great because it's showing that old habits don't fit no more. Old people don't feel aligned, and old environments don't match your spirit anymore. So that is elevation. That is progression. It's uncomfortable, but it's a good uncomfortable. We talked about the cocoon phase last episode, and the cocoon phase, as uncomfortable as it may feel, it's a great thing to be in. You're about to be that butterfly. It's great stuff, beloved. So you're not lost. You're evolving. That in between you is uncomfortable because you're shedding old identities, baby. But the discomfort is actually direction. So this is a good place to be in. As uncomfortable, as weird as it may feel, this is where you should be. This is a great place to be. This is progression. So here's the real secret to becoming her. You have to start preparing your life as if you are already her. Like, you're already on your way to becoming her. Even if it doesn't feel like it, even if you don't see her yet, even if you don't feel like her yet, even if the circumstances are matching yet, you need to start acting like it. I remember just like a few years ago when I'm saying a few years ago, I think it was a year ago, not even a few years ago, I was living in a mobile home. I was not making enough money. I was not where I needed to be. Like, my mom was super duper sick. I felt like I kept on trying, chugging shit. I mean, stuff was just not getting where it needed to be. Oh my gosh, Raina, you're doing a podcast. Get it together. But stuff were just not going where they needed to be. And it was very discouraging at that moment. But I started acting like the elevated version of myself. I started dressing like the elevated version of myself. I started acting like I had a very extravagant, real home to be living in. And now, even though I didn't know how those pieces were going to come together, how it was going to happen, how any of it was going to come into fruition, now I'm sitting in it. Baby, now I'm sitting in it. And I never thought in a million years I would be 25, a homeowner, and not even married. I always was honestly kind of holding my breath for the like white horse type of analogy, somebody to save me. And God really showed me, baby, nobody's saving you. You're going to save yourself. You're going to do this by yourself. So I think a lot of the times we stop ourselves because we're hoping that once we could become her, then we can act like her. No, you need to act like her now so you can put yourself in a place to get there. I think if I walked into that mortgage company office looking like some raggedy, whatever type of girl, I don't think they would have trusted me with that money because I already didn't have the credentials for that money to buy a home. So if I didn't at least look like I had my head on my shoulders, even if I didn't, baby, I don't think they would have ever gave me that kind of money. So you have to think about it like this. If your higher self moved in tomorrow, would she feel like she belonged in your current life? And that means more than just like your home or whatever, how are you placing yourself? Like, how do you present yourself? How are you? Like, oh, we know you're in the cocoon phase. You feel uncomfortable. You're not right where you're at. But how are you preparing you for what you're going to go into? I had to do so many different things. It's like your current habits have to change. Your current schedule has to change. Your current environment has to change. I could tell you, I have a lot of things that I'm trying to grow into right now. I'm legit trying to grow into many different phases of myself. Even with this YouTube stuff, if I didn't come on here, if I came on here all willy-nilly looking raggedy or whatever, I don't think anybody will eventually find this and take it seriously. But because I take it seriously, somebody might come along this video and be like, "Ooh, the girl, she put her makeup on. She look at her background. She looked like she took time into this. You know what? Let me really see and invest into what she's talking about." But if I didn't do any of that stuff, I don't think people would even think to go the extra effort and try to click on my video and try to see what I'm talking about. And it goes into more than just that. I remember, like, when I first told myself I wanted different for myself, you know, every level that you come into, you're going to have to do a little bit extra to get to the next level, right? So I did extra getting to this level. Now I have the home. Now I'm about to graduate. I went back to school. I'm about to graduate from that. You know, like, I did the things to get to this level that I'm in right now. For this next level, there was changes that needed to get done. And I knew I was going to have to do a little bit extra more than I've ever had to do before. So I became a 5 a.m.er. Baby, I wake up at 5 a.m. knowing I don't have to be at work till like 8:45. I wake up at 5 a.m. every weekday and I work out before I go to work. And then after work, right after work around 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. actually, yeah, I have my gym bag in my car and I go straight to the gym right after that. Because I knew the new version of myself, where I'm trying to go, where I'm trying to be, my body is not where it needs to be in order to be there. And that doesn't mean that I hate my body. That doesn't mean that I don't love the person that God made me. I just know that I can do better. And some of y'all are not okay with facing the music. You can do better. There's a side of you that you have not tapped into. You think I want to wake up at 5 a.m.? I can tell you, no 5 a.m.er wants to wake up at 5 a.m. I'm going to say that right now. I'm going to speak for all of us. No 5 a.m.er wants to wake up at 5 a.m. That sleep is good. It's good. And I'm getting up every single day. And I go into that living room and I bought myself that cycling bike. That was another way of preparing myself for my future me. I bought myself a cycling bike because there are no excuses. I'm not going to tell myself I'm going to go run outside, even though I could. But I'm not going to tell myself I'm going to run outside and then I'm going to be like, oh, it's too cold. Oh, it's raining. Oh, it's dark. Because that's what I was doing. So then I was like, okay, you want to give yourself excuses? Now there's no excuse. We're here. I jump rope. I do my ab workouts in the morning. And I still haven't seen fully the results I want to see yet. But I'm getting closer to becoming who I want to be. I'm not just sitting here hoping and praying, oh, I hope my body will look like this, and being in the same position I was before. You got to start doing that work. Same thing with even like my mentality. I was like, I need to put myself in a space where I can be strong enough to be where I want to be in the future and not let people be able to easily move me mentally. So I read books, I meditated, I pray, I journal. Every day in the morning, I get ready to go out there because there's going to be a difference between me and the people around me, because I'm going to take that extra time to elevate myself, to make sure that my mental capacity is stronger than those around me so I can be ready for that room that I want to get into in the future. So that I can get ready for the future me that's going to eventually have to deal with YouTube and the comments and the thoughts or whatever. I'm getting ready for all of that, knowing that eventually, because I want to be in those rooms, because I want to elevate, I'm getting myself ready to be in that headspace. I'm not just saying, oh, I hope. And then when it happens, I'm like, oh my God. No, it's going to happen. And when it happens, I'm going to be ready for everything that has. I'm getting ready in every possible way. I'm not eating whatever I want to eat. My breakfasts are smoothies. My lunch is a salad or with protein or soup. And my dinner is chicken with a vegetable and a healthy carb. I am elevating myself. I'm doing the things that are not comfortable for me, that suck. Baby, I want chicken Alfredo when I want it. Now I got to plan for it like weeks in advance. That's not fun. I want it now. But you got to get yourself ready. You have to. Getting ready for her means making space before she arrives. You need to make space for it in every single type of way. I remember, I think her name is Candace on YouTube. She's a dancer, and she's a YouTuber, but she's an influencer, all different types of things. And she talked about how she was getting ready for her husband before her husband arrived. And one of her ways of getting ready for her husband was making space in her bed for him. She said she used to sleep in a way that there was no space for nobody in her bed. And she made sure to, I think she said she started putting stuff on the other side of her bed so that it wasn't just completely empty, so that her brain could adjust and her life could adjust, and making literal space for her future person. Now she married with a child. And I don't want to get into that too much, just because Becoming Her is a series that relates to you and what you need to work on for yourself, not thinking about a lover or a man or, your person. No, we're not getting into any of that. I really want to hope that you are focusing on yourself. But the same way she made space for what she wanted in her life, I would hope that you're doing the same. So part of that means you have to make a routine for who you are trying to become in the future, not who you are now. You literally have to make a schedule or routine for who you want to be. So up here, that's why I moved the camera angle, is my schedule. And I made it according to my future self. And on there, it literally tells me what I'm going to do from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night. But after that, your girl needs to go to sleep. We don't play with sleep. I expect to be booked and busy in the future. And right now, my sleep routine needs to exemplify that, so I don't play with sleep. There's things that I had to change, and you have to have a routine. Another thing is you have to make decisions based on who you are becoming, not who you are now. Would the person that you're becoming in the future, would she put up with this? Would it be a good look for her? Would it be something that she would want to accept in her life? You need to think about things like that. Unfortunately, there are things that you might like or you used to be able to condone that you cannot condone anymore. Sorry, Bookie, I'm not that girl no more, because I might have been her yesterday, but today I'm in a different mental place. I'm in a different mental state. I know who I'm trying to become. So sorry, I'm not that girl no more. I cannot do that. I cannot go there. I cannot act like that. This is who I am now. This is who I've become now. And this is what you have to deal with now. You have to make decisions based on who you are becoming, not who you are right now. So you don't become her overnight. You become her in subtle ways, daily chores. You get 1% better every single day. I can tell you, I didn't just spring this whole new routine on myself out of nowhere. No, I started praying. Obviously, I was raised praying. Then I started meditating. Then I started adding in journaling. Then I started adding workouts. After workouts, I changed my diet. It was subtle. It couldn't be all at once. I feel like the person that goes to the gym once a year and decides to run for 2 hours and they almost lose their breath, they can't breathe, they're drinking water, whatever. The next day they're going to wake up, I'm sore. Oh my gosh, I can't go to the gym today. Oh my gosh, last time I went to the gym, I just couldn't do it. I'm not athletic. Excuses. Whole time it's because you literally threw yourself into a space that even athletes don't do every day. Athletes are not out here running 2 hours every single day. At least Not most of them. Not most of them. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you. I've seen athletes that can barely run 2 miles straight. Full. I'm talking about running, not jogging. I mean like athletes that can't run 2 miles straight. They can play a whole basketball game and run back and forth, but for some reason they can't run 2 miles straight. Sometimes you're expecting too much out of yourself, and even the most person at the top of the top can't do that yet. So why would you why? It's like you're setting yourself up for failure. Do you want this or not? Did you actually want to go to the gym? Because if you actually wanted to go to the gym, why are you trying to put yourself in a place where you know that you haven't worked out in 5 years? Why are you trying to make yourself run for 2 hours? Be for real. Are you serious? You need to start somewhere small. Start with your 10-minute walks. Start with your cycling for 15 minutes and walk straight out. Make yourself a rule. I'm going to go into that gym. I'm going to cycle. I'm going to walk for 10 minutes. I'm going to cycle for 15 minutes and then I'm going to walk out. I'm telling you, and do that for a week straight. Don't let yourself stay. As much as you want to stay, don't let yourself stay. I'm telling you, by that second week, you're going to make a new rule and you're going to stick to it. Now, this time I'm going to be on there for 20 minutes. And then when that 20 minutes is over, I'm going to walk out. And this is how you build yourself up, but also instill discipline. This is how you instill discipline. Make a plan that actually you can upkeep. Eventually, you're going to be like, I could do more than 20, 25. And then once you get to 30 and you're like, oh, this was a great workout. You can stay there for a while. But after eventually a month or two, change it up, go up again. You know, this is how we make stuff happen and actually stick to it. Not just things that we just throw all in a pile and then get surprised that we gave up so quickly. So you have to ask yourself throughout the day, what would she do right now? Would she argue? Would she chase? Would she self-sabotage? Would she skip her goals for someone else? Would she say yes to something that drains her? This is very important. A lot of us are people pleasers, right? We say yes to things. We agree to things, knowing that it's draining us before we even agree to it. You have to stop that because you need to really be a little bit more selfish with your decisions and what you agree to and what you're allowing into your space, into your energy, all those things. So if you even have to second guess it, if you think it might drain you, take a moment, take a setback. Don't just say yes. That yes hurt. There's a reason. There's a reason why that yes hurt. Because it's draining you. So don't do that. Take some time. Really be able to filter whether you are just being lazy, scared, or if it's really just draining. And if it is really just draining, that's okay. Just say politely, no thank you. So you don't need to become her fully to start acting like her. You just need to mirror her energy in small ways. Speak with more intention. Walk with more self-respect. Choose environments with more purpose. Treat yourself with more softness. Hold yourself to a higher standard. Those little adjustments build a woman that you're becoming. Okay, so another thing we have to remember is becoming her is mental before it is physical, right? So you have to work on your mental first, which is what I spoke about a little bit, touching on books and just meditation, prayer. You don't have to meditate if you're not a meditating person. I understand not everybody feels comfortable with that, but there's other things that you need to mentally prepare yourself for what life would be, to be that person that you're trying to be. Like, what do I mentally need to be prepared for to be like her? To be her. So you have to put yourself in a mindset of, she doesn't panic over delays. She doesn't chase what's not aligned. She doesn't need outside validation. She doesn't get scared of letting things fall away. She trusts her timing. She walks with quiet confidence. This is what mindset you need to put yourself in. You can't be in this, oh, I'm just going to continue to think the way I think. People that continue to think the way they think stay the way they are. That's not what you want. You want to elevate. You want to become a better version of yourself. So do it. Do what, if you don't know how to do it, find ways. Don't just sit there. Start moving. Go to the bookstore, go to the self-help section. Look at people that have done it. Another thing that I do when I work out, a little cheat code that I started doing, is I started watching athletes on the TV at their best match while I'm working out. Serena Williams, WNBA players, women that I feel that are like at the epitome of athlete, like at their physical athletic built, if that means, if you get what I mean, like people who are really, really strong, people who have a lot more, I don't know how to explain it, that are just more further than I am in their journey of working out or just being an athlete or whatever. People that have a mental strength that I don't have, that have been able to do things that are bigger than me. So other people that I look into is Oprah, or just people that look like me, that have gone further than me, that are working harder to do things. I watch those people because that's where I'm trying to get to. You get what I mean? So you need to start watching them so that you can adjust your mental to eventually get there, you know? So even if your life looks nothing like hers yet, your mindset is the bridge. And you need to remember that at all times. Remember is you have to stop waiting to feel ready. Her isn't looking for perfection. You're never going to feel ready. You could work for 1,000,000 years, and when it comes, you will still be in shock. I could tell you, I worked for almost a year looking at houses day in and day out with my realtor. And on that day where I signed those papers, I was not ready. Does that make sense to y'all? To be looking for a home for over a year, and then when you're here to sign the papers, you don't think you're ready? No matter how much you prepare yourself, you will never truly be ready. So she's not looking for perfection. She's looking for effort. She's looking for you to take that first step, to make change. And when it comes, you will figure it out day by day as it goes. But we're not looking for perfection. So you have to learn that her isn't waiting for you to feel perfect. She just needs you to start. So start imperfect, start unsure, start a little scared, start with shaky hands. Baby, when I bought this home and I was 25, I didn't know who to talk to. My dad had just bought a home. So he was a new homeowner. He doesn't know the ropes. Other than him, my family moved to America from Haiti. So we're not even from this country. My parents were the ones that moved here. So we are all first timers. So there's nobody for me to look to help. I take it day by day. I hope every time that I pay for things, that I do things, that I pray every single day I'm doing it right. Nobody knows how to do it. You just do it. You take it every day at a time. You just figure it out as it comes. And if God never showed me anything this year in 2025, he showed me nobody knows what they're doing. So you just go by it day by day. You hold on to your values and you follow according to your values what you think is right. You have to have very strong values. You can't go against those, because as long as you're going according to your core, you will never be led completely wrong. It's about your core. You take it day by day and you go by your core. You will never be 100% ready. You're never going to be completely sure. You take it by the day. So stop waiting to be ready. Just go. Becoming her doesn't start when you feel like her. It starts when you start acting like her. So take it day by day. Have your core, have your values, have your mental, have the things that you worked on, and just go. Just go for it. Don't worry about it. Worry about it when it's at your front porch. So I'm so serious. If you're stuck between version of yourself, let me remind you, you're not behind, you're not failing, baby. You're really not. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just becoming, okay? You're in a transition phase. Get ready for her, even in moments that you don't recognize yourself, because one day you're going to wake up and realize you didn't just meet her, you became her. And this is what this series is about. And with that being said, y'all, I am so happy to be able to do this podcast with y'all. I'm so grateful for you guys being able to come again this week and listen to another episode of Becoming Her. And with that being said, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week for another episode. Bye.